Today, and welcome to today's video. So today I wanted to chat to you guys about intuitive eating for the holidays. So I know in the United States it is Thanksgiving today, so you may be a little busy with your family, but if you're watching this later, this can kind of start to set you up for the whole mindful eating or intuitive eating mindset as we approach the Christmas season. And so if you guys are watching live with me this morning, please say hello so I can say hi back to you. And then if you're watching on the replay, just hashtag replay and I'll make sure I come on later and say hi to you then. And so then before we get started here, you guys, a couple little things. So if you guys are watching this on Facebook this morning, I would encourage you to head on over to YouTube when this video is done, type my first and last name, and then hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for every time that I come live, which is typically Monday to Friday around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today, I did kind of take some extra time for myself, and so I came on a little bit later today. But anyway, so let me know in the comments if you have heard of intuitive eating or mindful eating and what your experience is with it. I would love to hear about it. And then I'll bring up my screen here so I can see you guys. So what we're going to talk about today is just some 4 simple tips on how to start thinking about eating intuitively during the holiday season. So I know that we are, it's always kind of like there's a lot of things that have been built into our society when it comes to holidays and eating. And hopefully these tips can just help you to be a little bit more peaceful and less stress throughout the holidays when we're approaching this season of all of the yummy foods and treats and pressures with come all that. So the first tip I have for you guys when it comes to intuitive eating during the holidays is noticing that it's just a meal. So thinking about like your Christmas meal, or if you're having, big gatherings where you're having a big meal shared between people, really coming in with the mindset that it's just a meal, which means that we shouldn't be restricting ourselves and starving ourselves all day. We shouldn't be saving our appetite for dinner, so that means that we just don't eat all day, saving up for that, because that is really what kind of like encourages us to kind of do that kind of binge eating or eating where we just eat so much food. My dog's barking. Bella. So just really trying to come from the perspective of that you could have, like, try not to restrict your food plan, just kind of like, and not save your appetite, really just come to that day knowing that it's just a meal. And then as we go into our second tip for intuitive eating during the holidays, knowing that it's okay to eat. So it's okay to eat and it's okay not to eat. So it's really just listening to your body, what your body's telling you. Like I've said before, our bodies are really intuitive when it comes to knowing what we need. And so really it's looking at the intuitive eating principles, which one of them is honoring our hunger. And that encourages us to just eat normally. So, when you wake up on the day that you're having either a big gathering or a big meal, then just knowing that you should eat normally throughout that day. That you should, wake up, have your traditional breakfast, have your lunch, kind of have your day as you normally would when it comes to your eating schedule. And that just really is going to set you up for not kind of binge eating or overeating at that big meal, and just allowing you to enjoy the whole day without the stress of restricting and starving and all those things. But then it's also the other side of it, of like being able to say no if you don't want certain things. Like if you are full and your body's telling you that you're full and people are still encouraging you to eat, then it's okay to say no. And I think that's a big part of it too. And like I said, like we want to make sure that we don't skip meals. That's a really good tip when it comes for intuitive eating. And knowing that we deserve nourishment. So we deserve to eat throughout the day. And we deserve to eat that big meal and enjoy it, but not to the point that we feel so horrible afterwards. So it's really just finding that intuitive balance of listening to your body. And then the third tip about this is to take care of yourself. And I think as women especially, we really tend to neglect our own self-care during the holidays because we're always worried about everyone else and making sure everything's perfect. And we just need to realize that it's not going to be perfect, and that we really need to bring self-care with us into the holiday season. So making sure that you still nourish your body, still have foods that are nourishing you, and, but it's okay to have the Christmas cookie without feeling guilt and shame. Just once again, tuning into your body, your hunger cues, your fullness cues, and just honoring your hunger and listening to your body. Like, that's really the biggest part of all of this, is connecting yourself back to your body. And then the fourth tip for you guys when we're talking about intuitive eating for the holidays is to be grateful. And gratitude is such a big part of all the things that I feel like in my own self-love journey, and in my journey with even like the more kind of therapeutic side of learning to do that inner healing with yourself, that giving thanks and being grateful is such a big part of living a fulfilled life and living a life of purpose and being confident. Really all comes back to being grateful. So making sure that you take time to be grateful for, supportive family and friends, being grateful for your pets, being grateful for your natural surroundings, and just really tuning into all of the things you have to be thankful for, and really be living in a place of gratitude. That's going to help you to move through the holiday season with grace and ease, and just being able to enjoy the season by being present, by being grateful, and not being too hard on yourself, and realizing that life is messy. It's not always going to go according to plan, and to give yourself permission to unconditionally eat foods throughout this season, all the while kind of being in tune with your body and connecting your body to all these experiences, right? And so those were my 4 tips that I wanted to share with you guys this morning, and I hope they were helpful. Right now I am doing a 5-day mindful eating challenge in my community. If you're not in there already, I guess tomorrow is our last day, but all the challenge is kind of held in the guide section of the community. So if you're wanting to learn more about mindful eating or intuitive eating, I would really definitely join us in my group, and head into the guide section, and that will allow you to see all the days of the challenge and be able to follow along with it after it's even ended. So those are always going to be in the guide section, so that's always something you have access to. And if you didn't know, that is in my community called Imperfectly Perfect You, Finding Self-Love at Any Size. We are a group of women empowering each other to find exactly that, and just being a safe space to, have emotions come up, have feelings come up throughout our self-love journeys, and having people there with you, standing beside you, encouraging you throughout that process. I know yesterday I had kind of an emotional day, and I shared that within that community, and the love and support and encouragement that I received from those women were just exactly what I needed. And I hope that that community can be that for anyone else who walks into that space, knowing that they have that those same people to be encouraging to them when we do have our seasons or our days of sadness, or those moments where we maybe don't love ourselves as much as we should, or we're going through a tough situation. And just having that community to rely on, and to kind of, be there for you, to sit with you in the muck. So if that sounds like something you could benefit from, just follow the link in the description of this video, and it will take you over to that group. And we would love to welcome you. So that is pretty much it, you guys. I do have, before I head out of here, I wonder if I even have it in here right now. I don't know if I do. Oh yeah, I do. I do have a little introduction course that takes you through a 28-day yoga and mindful eating program. This program allows you to do 28 days of like very gentle, restorative, hatha yoga style little yoga practices for 28 days. And there's also meditations in there. And then there is also 4 workbooks that really take you through the beginning stages of learning the whole process of mindful eating or intuitive eating. And so if that program sounds something that you would be interested in, It is on sale right now for $33, which is, this course brings you lots of value and lots of support and lots of really discovery into the whole world of, discovering movement you love in 10 minutes a day, ditching the diet mentality, making peace with food, all those type of things. So that program right now is $33 for anyone who is interested. You can head down over to my website to check that out. And I think my website is in the link of this video. So be sure to check that out if that's something that you're interested in. So that's all I had for you guys this morning. So I hope you guys, or those of you who are in the challenge have been enjoying the challenge. If you aren't in the challenge, then be sure to join my community to be able to have access to that. And once again, just grateful for everyone who is always popping in and who is a part of my journey. And I am grateful for each and every one of you. And I thank you for your support and